what is the percentage of in a city like Melbourne of people who live in high-rises?
Well, the majority of residents actually in CBDs, whether it be Melbourne or Sydney, actually live in high-rise apartment buildings. In the city of Melbourne, it's 80% of residents live in high-rise, and I would say that that would be similar to most cities around, not just in Australia, but around the world.
So then how much food waste from these sorts of apartment blocks ends up in landfill?
Well, right now, that's 2.5 million tonnes of food waste that we're producing a year, which equates to about 4 kilograms per person or household per week.
That's an astounding amount of waste, which is why Helen Steel from EcoGuardians was so keen to be part of a radical new plan to reduce landfill.
Back in the day, you know, so many households would have had compost years ago and they would have had their chook bin, but, you know, our lifestyles have changed. We're looking for convenience, speed, ease, particularly when we're talking about living in an urban or a city context.
Residents in 6 high-rise buildings in inner-city Melbourne are tossing their waste into a dehydrator that heats, shreds and reduces the volume of the food scraps by 85%.
The unit itself, it heats the food waste to about 100 and 102 degrees, so it's kind of cooking it slowly for 8 to 10 hours. And what that does is breaks the material down. It removes all the moisture. There's a paddle in there that also shreds the material. And because it's being heated at that temperature for such a long time, it actually pasteurises and makes it safe for handling, and it removes any pathogens as well. So if somebody would happen to ingest it, it's a safe product, including dogs that might happen to ingest it. They probably will get very thirsty, but it's safe for them as well. There are some contaminants that do end up in the output, plastics and packaging, the compostable bags that we all think break down. They don't break down very effectively, so we remove those. And very often, particularly in a residential apartment building, we often get cutlery that goes through the system or Tupperware containers. So we remove that and then we bag that up and we bring it back to the residents.
It's awesome to know that, you know, we're saving a few kilos a week of scraps going to landfill, so all the bits that the kids don't eat, like all the crusts and all the vegetable peelings and the scraps from dinner and stuff like that. And it's awesome because it teaches the kids about composting, like they learn about it in school, but now they get to, you know, actually do it at home.
It's a win-win for resident Louisa, who drops her scraps into the dehydrator every few days, knowing that it will also turn their family waste into fertiliser.
Helen, show me what it looks like, this product that you produce.
It's a very lovely kind of coffee granulated product, but currently this is actually only available to those who are using the system. And what we're trying to do is, because we're also conscious that a little bit goes a long way, and we're in the process of collecting the material that can't be used on beautiful gardens, refining that ourselves, and we're hopeful that we can have soil food in supermarkets and garden care centres really soon.
The trial has been running for 5 months across 70 apartments, and in that time has processed more than a tonne of food waste that equates to planting 32 new trees.
So do you want to sprinkle some of that, just 1 spoon all around there?
And have you found that the residents really buy into this program?
That's, I think, one of the most exciting things about this particular program is the body corporate here has been exceptionally proactive. They reached out to the City of Melbourne and they wanted to participate in this program. So they're hugely enthusiastic and love the story that they can tell that their food waste can actually be used on the garden. In fact, it's used on the garden in which we're sitting in right now.
And what a beautiful garden. They're doing some incredible work here for their green spaces.
And not only for the green space itself, but they've got a community vegetable garden, so they're putting the soil food on that and it's producing beautiful fruits and vegetables for them.
Well, I absolutely love it, and as I said, I really don't like composting, so how long till I can have a little mini unit in my home?
Well, we'll keep you posted on that, and maybe you could join the trial and participate in that.
Put me down. Yes, I would love that. And then finally my family would say, stop whinging about the amount of food waste.
But it's a nice story to tell, isn't it? From garden to fork and back to garden.